All right, we're 1 minute until implosion at the Mandarin Oriental in Miami. The building is going to be coming down here any second, and we have a huge crowd of people across the street. Look at this. Look at all these people just across the street on Brickell. We have our dust mitigation technologies in effect, and we have over here people right across the street. 1 minute until implosion. Welcome to Miami, Florida. Brickell Key, where we're going to be going and taking this building down today. Mandarin Oriental has been a hotel here. It's been a staple of Brickell Key for a very long time. This has been years in the making, this implosion. And this view is going to open up in just a minute here. We're waiting for the final sign off from the authorities to say that it's safe to implode. People have gathered from all over to come see this. And it's time to bring it down. 8:31 over here. 1 minute delayed, waiting for the final sign off. The authorities making sure the area is clear. And we are over here just making sure we have an incredible view. I mean, this is completely unobstructed. You can see we have fire rescue in the water and waiting for the all clear before implosion. Brickell Key sent out a message just now. Please stand by. We are waiting for everyone to go inside. Notice will be given when countdown begins. So we're still waiting over here for the countdown to start. And this is what's happening. It is an implosion of the Mandarin Oriental building. So if you're just joining, welcome. We are so excited. It's a beautiful day in Miami, Florida, and on Brickell Key. 8:32 a.m. East Coast time, 5:32 a.m. for those on the Pacific. And it is a gorgeous day for an implosion. Because why not? That's what we do around here. We're going to implode this building, and they're going to be building a beautiful new Mandarin Oriental resort, hotel, and residences coming here in 2030. But for right now, we're here for this implosion. People have been lined up in the streets since earlier than 3 a.m. waiting to see this all the way in the distance. I'm just going to zoom in to show it to you here. All the way in the distance across Brickell Key onto Brickell. People are waiting to see this building come crashing down in just a few moments. It has been a staple to Miami for a very long time, and we are going to see it come down today. It's a pretty exciting moment for us. This is the beginning of a new chapter for Miami and the beginning of a new chapter for what's to come for the skyline of Miami as well, with the new Mandarin Oriental hotel resorts and residences coming up after this. And we're here today to see history made. We've talked to many people about this on the island. Oh, we got a message and an update. 2-minute warning. We have the 2-minute warning until implosion begins. 2 minutes. We've talked to residents about this on the island, about how excited they are for the future, about what's to come, and also about the destruction that's going to occur to the island and how that's going to interrupt traffic and flows and pedestrian traffic. But that's the business here. We have to make sure we keep growing this business and growing the economy. And here we go. We're under implosion. Here we go. Here we go. The implosion started. We have liftoff. You can see down here, there's some flames. We have some powder showing. This is live in Brickell Key, Miami. And let's let the implosion begin. Again, if you're just joining us, this is Brickell Key, Miami, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Implosion day, 8:35 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're waiting for this building to come down. We have a beautiful unobstructed view. It's a beautiful day in Miami, and we have people from all across the waters watching this historic event. Ethan Jackness. Dare is confirmed. Welcome, guys. Brickell Key, Miami. This is an implosion of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. People from all over, look at this, all the way down there, have lined up to see this event happen live. And this is just so exciting. It's history. This is going to be replaced by the Mandarin Oriental Hotel Resort and Residences coming in 2030. Whoa! And there it is. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Mandarin Oriental has officially come crashing down in a matter of seconds. And the dust and smoke is settling. And the building over here is shaking. And it's a cloud of smoke and a cloud of dust. And that's all you can see is dust. And that's it. That's how we do it. Just like that. You can just barely see the daylight over here. And the Mandarin Oriental has come crashing down in a matter of 20 seconds. As the dust settles and clears, the once beautiful building that was stood there is now all over. And we'll wait here for the all clear. And it has been a show to see. In 20 seconds, something that took so long to make has just come crashing completely down. And you all were here to witness it. Here we go. Dust is starting to settle. Miami skyline showing back up in the distance. And we'll see how this looks when the dust clears here in just a few seconds. But that was it. That was the show. And that was something you just don't see every day. The dust is starting to settle. Hopefully, those mitigation activities work, and this will be all clear here as the building has officially come crashing down here in Miami on Brickell Key. The Mandarin Oriental is no more. Look at that dust. Look at all the dust that there is, and it's just waiting for it to clear. Just starting to now make out the other side of Brickell from Brickell Key. The view you're looking at is on Brickell Key in a building across the street. And now what's going to happen is the police and construction crew are going to do an inspection of the implosion. They're going to be giving a loud audible siren to make sure it's all clear. And then the island plan will be reopened at 1:30 this afternoon. And that was extremely loud. It was extremely loud. And you can feel our building was shaking from this implosion when it came crashing down. And that is just something you don't see every day. But yeah, that was impressive. That was impressive. You can see down here they have these reinforcement pieces. This was supposed to mitigate any of the destruction or any of the cloud or debris. And the street looks pretty clear, actually. If you look at the street, you don't see much. The trees covered in some dust, but that's really about it. And again, if you look, you can barely see it now. There's still some dust here. The dust is going to settle, they claim, in about 15 minutes, but it is still a pile of just clouds and rubble. But people really lined up from all over to come over here and see this. So pretty cool to be a part of history and be able to see it from across the street. Let's see if you can make out anybody. Yeah, you can barely see them over there. Never seen an implosion before. There you go. Now you can say we've seen one. Not only did I see it right in front of my face, but when that building came crashing down, the floor here was shaking, completely shaking. I'll wait for this dust to settle. The tennis courts down there look a little dusty. Not too bad. Look at this tree. One big tree of dust. And the dust here is just still one big pile of dust. Hasn't cleared yet, but it's clearing. And the people have cleared out. Everybody who's come to see the implosion looks like they've headed out. They saw what they needed to see. They can get back to getting their day started. Imagine trying to sleep through this. Imagine if you were here and had no idea this was happening, and all of a sudden you just felt the world shaking and all this imploding happening. How funny would that be? Construction crews now making their way in, it looks like. So must be some sort of all clear was given because this place was cleared out as of 15 minutes ago completely. Here we go. Miami skyline starting to make its way back in the picture with the dust clearing. And we'll see what's left of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Look at this, guys. Now it's coming into the picture with the dust clearing. Look at this. Look at the rubble. That is crazy. Well, this view just got a lot better. That's one thing to say. Unobstructed. 15 minutes ago, there was a building standing here. Everything was normal. Don't get me wrong, it looked like a ghost town building, but there was a building. And now, as this dust comes back in, it is just completely, this is what it's been reduced to. That is crazy. But really, if you look at the streets, it's not bad. There's no debris. It's just like nothing happened. Sure, there's some dust they're gonna have to clean up, and you can see this is on. That's supposed to be some dust mitigation. But there's nothing here. There's nothing here. It's just gone. It's just rubble. And if I can go all the way down, let's take a look. It's just a pile of rubble. This is the first sign of you're seeing what's coming after the implosion here on Brickell Key at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, what was the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. And this is what it looks like after implosion about 8 minutes ago. So that's how long it takes for this dust to start clearing out. And this island will be back open for traffic today. They're estimating at 1:30. Here's the first sign of some of the construction crew and authorities coming back in to see what the destruction looks like coming over the Brickell Bridge, which has just reopened to 2 lanes of traffic recently in the past 2 days or 3 days or so. So they got that done right before this implosion here. And just looks like debris. It's just dust. From what I see, a lot of everything here is just dust. These are just dusty trees now, and they're gonna have to clean and rinse all this off probably to get the soot and the dust out. But other than that, that's how you bring a building down. If anybody ever wondered, this is how you do it, and this is what it looks like. But the shaking and the feeling of that was just a rush. You just have no idea just what it's like until you're next to an implosion and feeling it. But an unbelievable feeling. And we made it through with an incredible view. And this is what it looks like afterwards. And people carry on as if their day is just continuing. People across the street just continuing going through their day. And if you came here not even realizing that there was an implosion happening, if you came here right now, you would never have known this even happened because everything just ended so quickly. Here comes the crew making sure we're getting our first taste of this. And they just sent a text message out on the emergency alert system. The implosion was successfully carried out. Please remain indoors while the clouds and dust dissipate. So there you go, guys. The successful implosion of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, once one of Miami's most coveted hotels and iconic places to go, is now rubble. But I'm happy you guys were able to see this live. This is what it looks like after an implosion. Just debris and rubble. And the cleanup here apparently will take weeks to months to get this out. They have a very choreographed method of being able to bring trucks onto the island with this debris being placed on and then going off to who knows where to get disposed of and discarded properly. But that's what's going to be happening from here. So the cleanup is apparently going to start today and continue on for the next few weeks. And now you can actually really see with this dust settling what it all looks like in and around the island. But that is how you implode the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. And it was a show. They had the theatrics, they had the clouds, and they had a pre-show. And really, what I have to give credit for is the communication that they gave with their emergency alert system. That was pretty impressive. Tons of text messages, tons of notifications, tons of emails going out, letting everybody know about the protocol and how this will work. So no complaints there. And you can now see the cleanup crew is coming in. They're going to do an initial inspection of the implosion, confirm everything was successful as they hoped, and then this cleanup will continue. But there you are. Welcome to your new Mandarin Oriental. Would you stay there? I don't know. Don't know if I'd stay there knowing how easy it was to implode it. But no, this was a choreographed piece that took months of planning, years of planning actually, to get this development done. And you can now see they're starting to come over and site survey this implosion area. And they'll be cleaning this up and getting things ready. And the first view of a cloud-free Miami skyline. Air traffic continues like normal. There are planes flying overhead. And the implosion is now complete. If any of you guys come out to Miami in the next few years, this is going to look very different. So take this in right now. The Miami skyline is changing literally month by month with all the construction going on. And it will continue to change over time and over the next few years with the new build of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel and residence coming here and launching in 2030. So about 4 years until this property is going to be built, and it looks beautiful, and it also looks very pricey. But that's Miami, and it's also a great time to be here because look at this weather. How can you not love this? Beautiful day in Miami. We can see the crews are out now, surveying the area, making sure that everything went as expected, probably looking for big debris, big pieces of debris, anything that could be possibly dangerous in the interim and as they move around. Police are on scene, of course, firefighters, emergency personnel. Everybody was on scene to make sure this went well, and thankfully it did. I know all the buildings here on Brickell Key did site surveys as well of their own structures to make sure that when this building came down, they were going to be safe and to make sure that there was no issues with their own buildings. So every building now on the island will also be getting a post-implosion site inspection to make sure and ensure that these buildings continue to be safe to live in and to habitate and to make sure that nothing else and any of the structure damage that already occurred in any of the buildings has not gotten worse. They've actually gone around and marked any damage on the building itself pre-implosion, and we'll do the same post-implosion to see if there was any change in how bad the structure was damaged from the implosion. And I'm telling you, you could feel it. You can feel that rumble happening right beneath your feet. Almost the feeling of I'm hoping that this building isn't coming down as I'm standing here. And that was pretty crazy to see. But the implosion is complete. It seems everything was successful. The fact that we have personnel walking the grounds now and beginning what looks to be a very brief cleanup here, as you can see, is a good sign of success. So something you don't see every day, an implosion. And nonetheless, in Miami, downtown, we had a huge crowd out here looking at this happening in real time live. And that was just something you don't see every day. So incredible. And look at what's happened now. We have an unobstructed view of the water, and that is amazing. Beautiful view. For the next few weeks, this is going to be the best place to be. Water views left and right. And that is just something you don't see. This is just incredible. And we'll wait to see what happens here over the next few minutes. But I think for the most part, it's a successful implosion. I just see some dust. You can see on the tennis courts there. You can see it on the trees and the shrubbery. The pool was completely covered, which was great. Look at that. And they've covered that up and the dust has settled on top. They're going to have to do a nice thorough pool cleaning before anybody can use that. But a beautiful day in Miami for an implosion. That's going to do it from us here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And hopefully, we just saw history in the making, and we can't wait to see what's to come with the Mandarin Oriental Hotel and Residence building up here in 2030. See you guys from Miami, and thank you for joining.